everybody. Welcome back to the show. You are listening to Meet the Band, Catch a Break with me, the BMD, live on Rogers Television Network. And we have a great guest with us today. He is riding shotgun, riding solo, and very unique names. We have talked together before with another member, but we've got him tonight, and the him part of it uniquely is Flowers, but also real name Francis. So before we get into background, you told me before, but let's update the viewers and listeners. Where did Flowers come from? And then introduce the balance of the band who are here in spirit, but not with you tonight. Take it away.
Okay, well, Francis Flowers. Actually, it's Francis Flower was my great-grandfather, and he was born in England, and he emigrated to Canada when he was 19 or something. He's the eldest of what would be like 11 children, I think, 15 children. And shortly after he arrived in Canada, the First World War started, so he joined the Royal Canadian Artillery. And then he went to France with the artillery. And yeah, his name was Francis Flower Watkins. Francis-Flower Watkins.
So you are number 2, number 3, number 4, or what?
Well, both of my grandfathers on either side, they were both called Francis as well. So it's Francis is an important name, I guess.
Very much so. So quickly, are you like and behave your grandfathers on either side? A bit of mixed DNA, or obviously you're unique. You are yourself, but there must be a little DNA overflow.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm mean like both of my grandfathers.
Well, don't be mean to the BMD tonight. Be happy. You're smiling. We're glad to have you with us. Folks, you're listening to Meet the Band. I'm the BMD, and we have Flowers Watkin of the band The Riches. So let's get into The Riches. Who are The Riches? What do you say? What do you know? Where did you come from?
Okay, well, the Riches, we're 7 of us at the moment. Wow. Yeah, so we've grown a bit since we last saw you. So the Riches are, first of all, Eric and myself. And Eric used to be my neighbor in this apartment. And we just started making music together. We only knew each other because we were neighbors. And so we were the founding members, and then Brett McDonald started with us on synth and trumpet, and Kyle on drums, Craig on bass. And now we have 2 amazing backing singers who have their own band called the Gens. And that's Maddie and Tina. And we just played a show with them in Hamilton at the Absinthe on February the 24th. And it was fantastic. So we've been rehearsing with them for about 7 or 8 months.
So with 7 members, talk a little bit about the interaction of the personalities and how everybody gets along, or who settles the beefs?
Who settles the beats?
The beefs, the arguments.
There are no arguments.
Excellent. So no beefs, no arguments. So in terms of planning with 7, who gets to order dinner first?
We don't eat. Everyone has to eat before we get there. Yeah, we don't start practicing till quite late. Not usually till after 10. By the time we're all set up. So,
how did the band deal with the pandemic, the COVID-19? How did you stay busy, active? What did you do?
Well, we rehearsed a lot. And that was really good for the band. I mean, we really improved our sound a lot, and weren't focused on gigs, so we could, had a lot of time to work on that. And we found a great bass player, and of course, we ultimately found the Gens as well. So it's the band has really been lifted up, I'd say, and we've played a few gigs as well. I mean, we played a few gigs in the Junction, at the tail of the Junction bar there. We played at Lee's Palace at their first reopening gig after the first lockdown. And that was to a limited capacity. It was, it was pretty it was an interesting experience, but it wasn't the typical Leeds Palace sort of experience, I guess. But
So
yeah, we've been busy.
go ahead.
And we're trying to get our record done as well. We're hoping for May, hoping to get it finished by May. So.
How many songs are on going to be on the LP?
12, a full album. Yeah.
I found your music, even the first time we chatted with you and Eric, it was quite a unique sound. Before I get into that, I felt you had a unique style as Flower Watkins. You had a unique style and a unique sound in your voice. And I'm known for my voice as being of great, not only volume, but easy listening to. And I found you and I were in similar character, not similar voices, but similar type of character. And what intrigued me is that you had kind of a poetic storytelling style. And I'm often like that and been accused of that and been told about that as a broadcaster, that I'm quite a storyteller also. Can you share any comment on that? Am I right or wrong on the poet storytelling?
Well, I guess I always wanted to be some sort of artist, so I've always been interested in writing. I have written a novel, so I do, and I've made sort of an audio book of it as well, just mostly for my own amusement at this stage. But I don't know. So I do like that. I like using my voice, and I like songs that have a story. But not all of our songs do. Some of them, the lyrics are very, very sparse.
Yeah, I guess what I meant by storytelling, I was commentating on the style. Not that your songs are stories, but when I hear you sing, I hear like a storytelling. Like you mentioned the audio book, I could close my eyes and hear you saying the words. Even if you talk the song right out, I can hear it that way. Maybe my ears, I think our ears are linked that way, that I'm calling it storytelling. Maybe I'm not saying it the right way, but not that the songs are storytelling songs, it's your style. That's what I'm hearing in there. And you've got a unique voice like that. And even when you're singing, talk about the band style along with your singing. I know I'm hitting you with kind of two-folded questions, because in the bio, if I got it right or wrong, correct me, please, it was like program/rock improv. So I take improv being, on the spot reaction, program meaning a controlled thing with a bit of a rock flavor. But I hear some jazz and some blues listening to the song, like a real, sometimes a 40s, 50 overtone in the air. Am I right or out to lunch?
No, I mean, as I was saying earlier, I sort of write the songs, the melody and the lyric, but I set it down with Eric. And Eric is the one who illustrates it completely, like musically. And you know, and we decide on structure at that point as well. And Eric has an amazing like knowledge of music. Like he's one of those people, like he loves music. He loves listening to music. And he does so all the time, and he always has done. And he's always wanted to be in a band just like me, you know, just since we were little kids. And so that's down to him. It's an eclectic sound, and we've got so many songs coming that will be different to everything else we've done too. And that's sort of the idea behind the Riches, is that it's like a treasure trove, you know, of songs. You know, you keep digging, and the more different stuff you find, the more you realize it's going to keep surprising you. So just keep digging in there, keep looking for treasure.
So what is your belief, or the band's philosophy, if you will? What music genre do you feel the band, in your own words, representing the band, what do you believe genre that the band falls in terms of classification?
Well, I think it's probably the best is like art rock, because we're sort of playing with the genres so much. Like we use genre tropes. I think that's how Eric put it. So I think art rock, because in that sense it's a bit I don't know, conceptual or something. I'm not sure, but it's hard to place it really.
Mm-hmm. It's a unique sound. There's no question. How's the club scene right now? I know you're not out perhaps every weekend, but do you notice obviously things are opening up. Do you notice changes coming and you're going to get busy again? I know on our last chat, you were very busy just before COVID. Mm-hmm. And I'm quite sure you've got a great following that's going to ramp up again for you. But what is the club scene right now, getting open again?
Well, yeah, it's reopening. I mean, it's reopening pretty quickly, I think. The only thing that's sort of slowing it down is the performers getting COVID and having to cancel shows because they're sick or stuff like that. But otherwise, no, I don't think there's really any restrictions anymore. So we have a show on April the 29th at the Monarch Tavern. So that's going to be a big show. That's we're supporting this band from Nashville, Tennessee, called the Palm Ghosts, and we're also with Ausfunkt, another Toronto band so we're supporting the Palm Ghosts. So that's going to be a big one. And
so tickets on sale now, I assume?
Yeah, we'll send you the ticket link.
That's good. We'll put that up for you. So you're expecting a big crowd that evening?
Yeah, we're hoping for one. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a big crowd. It's going to be a really solid evening of music for sure.
What capacity does the club hold?
I think 300.
Very good.
350 maybe.
Very good. I read in your bio too about the music. Back to that. And again, I'm quoting, so if I'm off base, please correct me. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to tell stories, even though I'm a good storyteller. So your music is unique in the bio clip I read, because you didn't want to do the same music, because then it would be, or ending up being, the same results. Can you expand on that quote?
Yeah, so I think, you know, I was in bands when I was little, and the way that we wrote songs was by jamming. You know, like someone would have a good riff, and then everyone joins in, and then the singer has to come up with some words that go with it. And I think that a lot of bands write stuff that way. I think probably most of the best songs were written that way. But it's I don't know. So that there's nothing wrong with that at all. And we do write like every time we practice, we improv at least one piece of music, and we record it. And one day we'll get around to all of it and like do an album of just this sort of jam music, jam-based music. But we wanted to do something different, and we wanted to stick out. Wanted to provide something that was unique. So on the first night we were chatting, and we decided, if we follow the same process as everyone else, then we'll just get the same results. So let's try to keep that in mind and do it differently where we can.
So the band's known for its live experience. That was stated in the bio. I believe that's probably more truth than not. What is special about your band's experience, the live experience? Let's expand on that. What is the live experience from the Riches?
Well, we are very well dressed. Well, at least I am. We almost wear a suit. I think we were a suit band initially, but now we're all sort of much more, we just do our own thing. But I always wear a blazer and tie and stuff. And the Gems wear these amazing clothes that Maddie makes. And it's really, really incredible sartorial display. But I also make projector shows just with iMovies. And so if the house has a good projector show, we can cast that straight onto the band, and I'll wear like white clothing so it shows up. And that can be really, really engaging. So, and we used to play at this dive bar called the Junction City Music Hall, and they had a really, really brilliant projector there. And it would just be mesmerizing. People were coming back for the projector show more than our music, I think. It was really cool. But apart from that, just the music, I guess.
Now, 2019, there was a little bit of a victory win celebration at the Junction Solace Music Festival, voted by the crowd on hand, I believe. Can you tell us the excitement of that victory? A little notch in the belt, if you will.
Yeah, that was a very hot day. And we performed at, I think, 2:00 in the afternoon. And we won the popular vote on Instagram. And
so what was that all about? I know what the voting and all that, but best band, best sound, best, as you said, wardrobe, best lighting, or best live experience?
Popular
or
vote.
all of the above?
Popular vote, I don't know. Crowd favorite or something, I'm not sure.
So can you tell us about that day other than being hot? Was the band just in perfect sync, or every track you laid down came out perfect and it was just your moment in time?
Well, it was one of these Toronto street festivals in the Junction. So there's lots of people milling around, like thousands of people going by and a few people sitting down to listen. And, it's a very fun atmosphere. But I guess people were told that if they saw a band and they liked it, they could take a photo and send it to the organizers, and that would count as a vote for that band. And that's what we won, I guess. But that's how the vote was tallied.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Belated congratulations, but congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
what type of audience comes to the shows?
I'm not sure. Quite young people, I suppose. Like younger, like students, university students, things like that. People like that tend to really enjoy it and understand it. But I mean, everyone seems to like it. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say. I say that because at the Absinthe, where we just played in Hamilton, it was a very young crowd, and it was one of the best shows we'd had in terms of audience reaction. I mean, they were just completely into it and like dancing throughout the whole show. It's brilliant.
So you mentioned that, you segue me right into my next question. Thank you very much. On the dancing, is there a lot of dancing by the audience in the shows, or is it more of a watch clap crowd?
Well, no, the last show, it was all dancing. People dance throughout. I mean, it might lull one song here and there, if we have a slow number, but there's more than enough of fast-paced songs to keep people dancing. And and they did it. Yeah.
So we're coming to the end. We've got a few minutes, and I've got to ask our standard questions. I'd like you to tell the audience how tough the music industry is. The door slammed in your face, somebody saying you're done, you're fired, don't need you. Tell us how tough the industry is.
Well, I'm a complete outsider. I wouldn't really know. I can tell you what it's like being in the third tier of Toronto bands trying to book like decent shows, so you can get up to that point and like have a record contract or something. And it's difficult. I mean, it's saturated. There are so many bands, that vying for the same spot. And, after COVID, everyone has an album coming out, right? There's just every day, you look through Instagram, album after album, and single. So it's almost difficult to justify the recording expense in terms of, realistically seeing a return on it. So part of what, and this is part of our ethos, I guess, is we're thinking about how we can do things differently. And we'd like to try to develop a much bigger live show, with sort of auxiliary performers, and we have a smoke machine already. And I can do a lot with these projectors, a few more projectors, we can make a really amazing immersive experience. Because it's almost like you're recording music these days in order to bring people out to your live shows. So I think we want to start self-producing something really spectacular that has obviously has all the music as well, but has something really mesmerizing and compelling.
And our final question before we get to your social media IDs, For all the young bloods, we call them out there, the newbies, the ones that are green as grass, just about to start out like you did many moons ago, what would your tip of the day be?
Well, well, I don't know. And being in a band is the best. So if you like being in a band, you know, it's always sweet. So it's good to have it in your life. And it's amazing, you know, it is amazing to have such an outlet.
So tell us your social media IDs so people can connect with you. This is going to be on Rogers Television Network. It's aired about 9 times a month over the month of coming up in April. So how can people connect with the Riches?
Well, we're on Instagram and Facebook as at The Riches Band. And we have a website at www.the-riches.ca. That's theriches.ca.
Okay, so I want you to say about your upcoming April 1, 2 on that connection, where people can come out and see you in the very near future. That's exciting with our area of COVID certainly opening up. Where can people see you?
So we'll be at the Monarch Tavern on April the 29th, playing with the Jailbirds and Charlie Ward. So
but you aren't going to be arrested. You're staying out of jail.
Yeah, for the time being, yeah.
Well, listen, it's been great having you here. Folks, you've been listening to Meet the Band and Catching a Break with me, your host, the BMD, and my guest tonight, wonderful guest. We had him up before, and it was a pleasure talking to him again. Flower Watkins from the band, The Riches. He's the lead singer. You want to go down and see him. He promises a great wardrobe, a great light show, a great live performance, and lots of fun with everybody. Thanks for tuning in and joining us here on Meet the Band on Rogers Channel Television Network, Channel 10, and other channels in your local area. Again, I'm the BMD, and what we say, if you're happy, tell a friend. See you next time.